Right, I'm on. Hey, hello, y'all. What's up? Happy Wednesday. Okay, so here's the deal. I was on here on Friday night. I happened to just hop on because I had something to say about, basically, if you missed it, it's on my feed. I believe it's public. You can see it. But anyway, so I hopped on and I was on here. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version because I promise I'm going to try not to talk a lot, even though I do have the gift of gab. At any rate, I hopped on Friday night, just very impromptu. I was ready to go out. I was, all done up and everything. And I hopped on because I was like, I need to speak my truth. Is my music too loud, y'all? I don't know. I've been jamming out. At any rate, so I hopped on and I was like, the point that I was getting on Friday night was to speak my truth because I was getting ready to go out and I didn't really want to go out. And so I was sitting on my deck like, why the hell am I going out if I don't want to go out, right? So then I decided not to go out is the Cliff Notes version. And I hopped on talking about why in the world did I feel like I needed to go out? And I gave these reasons, one, I might miss something, right? Fear of missing out. Number two, because I felt obligated because people were waiting for me and wanted to see me, right? And number three, because I'm a single mom and I thought if I don't go out, it's a missed opportunity. When the fact of the matter is the real reason I wasn't going out or that I was going out was basically because I never like to sit home alone, right? Because the voices in my head, you sit home alone, then you have to start thinking about things and decide whether or not, you really even like yourself and all this other nonsense. Like I said, that's a Cliff Notes version, so go to my page or it's, like I said, I think it's public. Watch that one first because here's my point. The reason I hopped on tonight was I had to elaborate on that because ever since Friday I started thinking about it all right, so it was about the voices in my head, right? But what was it really about? And I don't know if anybody can relate to this. I'm hoping so because if not, feeling like I'm all alone. It was because I'm a people pleaser, or I always have been. I was going out because people wanted me out. And it didn't matter. I didn't say on Friday that I didn't really want to go out. I didn't say that when I hopped on live. But the fact of the matter was my real conflict was, why am I going out when I don't want to go out? I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to not get any sleep tonight. I don't really want to be around anybody. I just want to be home. And I was like, ooh, well, I don't really like myself, so I guess I'll stay home. Well, really it's because I was wanting to kiss somebody's ass. Somebody wanted to see me. And, the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, they ended up being pretty upset that I didn't come out. Oh, well. And that's my point. That's why I hopped on here, because you know what? People pleasing is a problem. Oh, that kind of was catchy. People pleasing is a problem, right? Because, why do we people please all the time? Why are we always feeling like we got to make everybody else happy? A lot of times at the expense of our own happiness, right? Well, I think it's for a couple reasons. I mean, like I said, I'm going to try to make this short, like Shelley in 6. I meant to set a timer. Somebody, if you stay on here the whole time, let me know when I hit if you got on here in the beginning, please holla when it's 6 minutes, okay? Because I know our attention span as human beings, mine too, 6 minutes is about all I can handle. Anyways, a couple reasons you kiss people's ass, right? People pleasing. Okay, number one, sorry if I'm talking so 6 minutes. Okay, no boundaries. You don't know how to say no. That's one of my problems. That's always been one of my problems. I've really been working on it in the past 6 months to a year. That's why I'm like, whoop, whoop. I'm going to go share my victory with everybody. But because we don't know how to say no. Another one, I could do a whole lesson on codependency. That's a whole nother day that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But acceptance, right? We do it because we want to be accepted by people, and it could be like, oh, we don't want to let somebody down, but it's because we want to be accepted. We're human, right? We want to be part of the cool kids in the in crowd or whatnot. We don't want to make anybody upset, right? We don't want anybody to not like us, right? Whether or not we want to go out, whether or not we have the money to go out, and that's just my example. I'm talking about what about all the things you do for your kids that maybe you wear yourself thin. Of course they're your kids. I'm a single mom. I wear myself thin all the time. I totally get that. But you know what I'm saying? Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, your employer. You just don't know how to say no. It's just such a big, awful word to say no. And it's at the expense of your own happiness. Now let me just be clear really quickly. To do things for other people is not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the most healthiest things you can do in the world, especially when you're feeling down and out. You're depressed, you angry, you all up in your head. with things. One of the best things you can do is get out of yourself and go do something for somebody else, okay? So if you never knew that, the next time you're feeling all down and out and sad and depressed, go do something for somebody else, and let's see how long you're feeling sad about yourself. You know, especially do something for somebody less fortunate than you, okay? That's just like free advice that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to get at tonight, so I digress. At any rate, though, I'm saying that people pleasing, doing things for other people that is nice is not a problem. That is not a bad thing at all. It's the problem is, and there's not even a fine line. I want to say there's a fine line between people pleasing and doing something nice for somebody. No, there's not a fine line, because actually there's a big distinction. When you're people pleasing, aka kissing someone's ass, versus doing something nice for somebody, people pleasing is that it's at the expense of your happiness. It's at the expense of what's important to you, or what is best for you, just to make somebody else happy, as opposed to doing something for someone altruistically, meaning like out of the kindness of your heart, because it's something nice to do, not because you feel obligated to, all right? Here's my point, and I'll wrap it up. Am I at 6 minutes? How do I even tell? I don't even know. At any rate, my bottom line is that I've gotten to a point in my life, and I am so stinking happy about it. And if anybody else can relate to this, like living your life for somebody else, anybody else, be it, like I said, you're the company you work for, your significant other, your children, a family member, a parent, for goodness sakes. I did that for a lot of years. Sorry, mom and dad, but I was trying to make mom and dad happy, to seek their approval, to make sure they were proud of you, right? When you're living your life and it's so intertwined in somebody else's that like you forget who you are, and you no longer live your truth, and you're no longer happy which is what I was talking about Friday, looking at the person in the mirror and like not even liking that person that you're looking at, that's when it's a problem, okay? Now, like I said, I could sit on here all night and try to give you tip A, B, C, D, and E, and all the things that I've had to work on over the past year, 2, 3. I started on this journey about 3 years ago to get to where I am. But the bottom line is, if that's you, that's no way to live, y'all. Because here's the bottom line. Swear I'm ended. There's like 7 or 8 billion people on this planet, okay? I think. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody Google it, whatever. It's like 7 or 8 billion people. And the bottom line is, if you tell somebody no, and because it doesn't feel right to you, or you're wearing yourself thin, or you just don't have the time, and they're going to cut you out, or they're going to think less of you, or you're not going to be proud of you, okay, well then they don't feel your vibe. And if they don't feel your vibe, they don't need to be in your tribe, okay? Don't feel like, oh, my daughter has that on her desk. That's actually where I'm sitting. Look, your vibe attracts your tribe, okay? Your vibe attracts your tribe. And if somebody doesn't like you just because you can't be a yes man to them, and they get all let down, well, listen, if they don't feel your vibe, they don't need to be in your tribe. And excuse me, but like on Friday night, I kind of said to this person, and I don't mean to be a B, because I'm just speaking my truth, and I refuse to be something that I'm not anymore. I refuse to live my life any longer. Life is way too short. We all know this because of Corona. It's really brought awareness to people that life is way too short. And if you're living your life to make somebody else happy, then that you're not living your life fully and abundantly, because if they don't feel your vibe, they don't need to be in your tribe. And I told this person, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That's what I said. Truth. That's what I said. That's funny, right? I didn't think it was that funny, but well, like I said, once again, 8 billion, 7 billion people on the planet, that one person is not going to make or break my life. And I used to feel like that, just no matter who it was, how close they were to me or how far distant, if I told somebody no, I let somebody down, I disappointed somebody, or I did something that wasn't exactly what another person wanted, then I felt like, whoa, what kind of person am I? No mas, no mush, y'all. Because I'm not going to live my life like that anymore. No more. Not one more single second, not one more second, not one more day. All right? So, that's what I got. That's your wisdom for Wednesday from Shelley. I had to hop on here because I could not quit thinking about Friday night. I was like, oh, is it the voices in my head? Or was it that I have always been a people pleaser and I didn't want to upset somebody Friday night? It was a little bit of both, but I certainly had to piggyback that live on Friday because it's been, on my mind for like 4 or 5 days. And I just wanted to spread the news on that, give you a word, tell you what I think I know. I seem pretty happy. If y'all look at my feed or my wall, all that stuff on my wall, that's not fake. I am. I'm a happy, happy, happy girl. Things get me down. They definitely do. But all I want for everybody else, and that's the only reason I'm out here like running my mouth, is because I've lived through one or two things and I got stuff to share, and I'm tired of sitting around and being quiet, and all I want for you all is these 3 things: peace, love, and happiness. That's how we should all live. Life's too short, y'all. All right, I hope everybody has a great Wednesday night. Thanks for listening. Bye.